to be nice. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing with you how I realized I like women and how I came to accept it and being here on the internet talking about it. It all started when I was born, but I don't remember most of that, so let's just skip to when I was in grade 9. I was like 14 years old, and I didn't really think much about like sexuality as a whole, like who I like, who I don't like, who I should like, and who I shouldn't like. There was this senior, she was like in grade 12, and she's like really pretty, and I don't even know, like in my head I would just like light up every time I saw her. I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's there, she's passing. And I didn't even think much about it, I was at an all girls Catholic boarding school. Yeah, there's this one time I remember where I was having a sleepover with one of my friends, and literally like almost everyone in the dorms was sleeping, but we couldn't sleep because on her mosquito net there was a praying mantis. So the huge ass praying mantis on her mosquito net. So we're there in the middle of the night trying to hit it, and I was screaming, losing my mind. And my crush, she was passing. I think she was going to study or something. So she passed. She's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, there's a praying mantis on the mosquito net." And she's like, "Oh, let me just remove it for you." So she like helped us remove it, and I was just there like, Princess Charlie. A year later, like she had written her grade 12 and had gone, and I really genuinely cried about it. Like people are like, "Why are you crying so much? Like I didn't even know you guys were friends," and I couldn't just tell them like I literally just lost the love of my life. So shut up. A year later from that, I was in grade 10, and this is when it hit me. Like this is when it actually like, oh, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Shit, you know. But basically, I I was just like with my friend, and my friend had made a new friend. So she was like, "Oh, let's go, escort me to go see this other friend." So we went there to see like her friend, and I'm gonna call this person C. So we went to see C, and from the day that like I saw C, I was just like, oh my god, like I was just like, oh my god, where have you been? I was so infatuated, I can't even lie. And at that moment in time, it was something that was like so obvious even for me, that I was just like, I know I don't want this person to just be my friend. Even if I didn't know what I wanted them to be, I just knew that I didn't want them to be my friend. I had the biggest crush, and at first it was so exciting, the innocence of it all. Like every time my friend would be like, "Let's go see, I'm like, let's go, let's get it, let's go." Every small interaction I would have with this girl, it was just like magic, Even if she would just be like, "Hey Joanne," like I don't know how she would say my name, but in my head I was just like, but yeah, like even everything about it was just awesome. I just kind of realized like, okay, this is something a little bit more than I think it is, and I think this is homosexual. I became a little bit self-aware when people would be like, "Oh, you're smiling so much, who are you with?" And I'm just like, "No one," like no one. It became so apparent to me like, okay, I think I like women, and I got scared. Like I got so freaking terrified because my school was very probably still is very homophobic, and that's not something that was even like under the rag. They would make like literal scenes over just if someone is a lesbian or is bisexual or something. They would like make a whole scene out of exposing them. Teachers would get involved, they would get expelled, they'd get punished. Everybody in the school would make fun of them, and I became so aware of that, and I didn't want to fall into that category. So I simply just like hid that part away. Like I just hid it. Like I would always repress it. I wrote about it in my journal. I had a little Hannah Montana journal, and I would write about all the fears that came up. I would write prayers that I would write to God, saying, God, I know I like women, I know I'm a lesbian, but please do not send me to hell. I'm not bad, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not a Satanist. Because at my school, if you are gay, you are a Satanist. So I was like, I'm not a Satanist, but I like women, like I don't know what to do, God, like please. By grade 11, I became so depressed because of my sexuality. I genuinely thought I was being punished by the universe for having this attraction that I had. I started to become a little bit more religious than usual. Like I became hyper religious because I was just thinking that maybe if I connected to God more, if I went to church more, maybe I would get rid of this queerness that I had in me. So I found myself praying a lot, going to mass, crying. I got so depressed. I detached from almost everyone around me. It was just a horrible time, and I would sleep a lot. Like I would like you talk to me 1 minute, the next minute I'm sleeping because I just didn't want to be in reality. By grade 12, I kind of told myself like, I know this is who I am, but I'm never gonna open up about this to anybody. I'm never gonna act on it. I'm just gonna pack this side away from me and just like move on with my life just like that. I ended up just like trying to make myself focus more on like boys. I just would like I didn't even know how to connect with boys because I genuinely just didn't really like connect with them or find them interesting. But like my friends would have boyfriends, and then they would like sometimes like hook me up with the like boyfriend's friend and like, oh, this boy said he likes you, he's got a crush on you. So I'm like, oh, he likes me. And in my head it's like, if a boy likes me and he's not ugly, then I like him, I guess. So I'll just like go with it. So I just had like a series of like boyfriends and everything, nothing even serious. So it was just very chaotic. I finished grade 12, and after I finished grade 12, I went to visit my auntie. So, and that's the time when like this boyfriend that I had, like we met up, and like I remember he kissed me, and I was genuinely disgusted by it. I'm sorry, but I was just like, why is kissing wet? Like, why is it so fucking wet? I didn't even expect it. You just laid one on me. What the freak? I was a Disney ass kid, so I was excited about my first kiss, and for it to just be like sloppy and like wet and like unexpected, I was so mad. Like I was so mad about it. Like I didn't even realize like I was mad because I was gay, but then I was just like, oh, it's so irritating. And like I never saw him after that. Like I never saw him after that. We continued talking, but then we later all stopped talking because of just like some other petty teenage drama. After I got my grade 12 results, I decided to go for A levels. And when I went to do my A levels, when I just reached there, the first week of reaching there, I was like getting all this attention from guys. It was like a lot, and there was like a prom that happened, and like I was prom queen, so a lot of guys were giving me attention, and I can't lie, it fed into like my then kind of like seeking male validation and like my compulsory heterosexuality, my compet. It was feeding into that, and every time like I'll just be like, yeah, like I like guys because you know they like me, they give me attention, so I obviously like them. I didn't like the guys, I just liked the attention they gave me. Get Yeah, and one of the guys there liked me, and he was someone who was not ugly, and I saw like the other girls liked when they got attention from him. So when he gave me attention, I was just like, I guess, you know, we're doing this because you're not ugly. But then I know that was like a very superficial way of being, honestly. But I didn't have much to run on. Like if it was besides the looks, like I didn't have any other criteria to talk to guys. Like it just wasn't there. It became something serious along the way, and I was just like, okay, even if emotionally I felt very detached from the situation, I think I thought I was emotionally invested because of just how turbulent that relationship situationship was. It was just like a lot of lying and manipulation and cheating. I would even say, like, there was a lot of chaos surrounding it that I kind of mistaken the chaos of it all for like love and emotional attachment. On this random ass day during my A levels, I get a phone call from a strange number. So I'm like, okay, who is this? And I pick up the call and it's C. Remember C? Remember C? Yeah, that's C. And she's basically just like talking about just like a random thing, like, I need your help with this and this. And I'm there like, oh my god, this is fate. Like, all the feelings I had came rushing back. Like, all the feelings I had came rushing back. So I was like, oh my god. And at that point in time, they came back so strong that I knew I couldn't even hide that part of me anymore. And like, there was this one girl on my Facebook who was just like really, really pretty. So I just had like a big crush on her. And I secretly was like always indulging in like queer media, and like the few people who knew about it, I'd always say like, no, it's just for fun. Like, Easy from Natalie and Easy was one of like the few queer creators I saw like on social media, on YouTube, and I would always watch Easy. I'd watch Amber's Closet. What's her name again? I can't remember. Scarletta girl before she became weird. But yeah, like a lot of queer creators, I'd always watch them. So at that point in time, I was just like, I don't know, this is something I can't keep ignoring. So after I left A levels, I was just home and I was just thinking, I'm like, I'm in this really terrible situationship with this guy that I genuinely do not love, but I'm just here because of this, I don't know, some trauma bond of some sort. I will say I wasn't shit, because even when I was in that like weird trauma bond with that guy, I had like another guy. I wouldn't call him my boyfriend, but I had this other guy I was talking to. I had a boyfriend, and I broke up with my boyfriend because I thought that he was just doing too damn much, like out here writing poems for me, doing the freaking most. Like, shut the fuck up. And then the other guy, I liked him. I stayed with him and I was talking to him because he didn't like we didn't really talk much. He would just like live his own life. I was living my own life. It was online. We didn't have to see each other, so I just kept him around because it was just easy. And then the other one who I was seeing on a constant basis, I can say I stayed with him because of just how turbulent that thing, the whole emotional turmoil was. And but then I was at some point I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I actually don't even like you like that. Why have I been thinking that I do? Why have I been feeding myself? Like, why am I so delusional to actually think that I actually like you and stay for your bullshit when I don't even like you like that? Like, I'm talking to other people who I genuinely maybe even like more than you. So I ended that. I ended everything with everyone except from the one that never really used to give me like time of day as well. But then I ended up telling him, like, he was literally the first person I ever told about liking girls. I was like, do you think it would be weird if I like told you I was bisexual? And he was like, what? And I'm like, I think I like girls, I think I'm bisexual. And he literally stopped talking to me because of it, because he said he's gotten his heart broken by girls who are like they were bisexual but they were actually lesbian. And like, he broke up with me, and I was just like, what do you mean by I'm not lesbian? I was in fact a lesbian. So he stopped talking to me and I laughed. Like, I was just like, oh my god, I started laughing. And my friends are like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, oh, nothing. This boy is just broken up with me. And then they're looking at me like, what do you mean he's broken up with you? And they're laughing. And I'm like, it's funny. And I didn't want to tell them because of what he said, that the whole talk about bisexual. But like, yeah. So after that, After I came home, I kind of started thinking, I'm like, I broke up with all these boys because I just didn't want anything to do with them. None of them. The ones who liked me, the ones who didn't like me, the ones who hated me, I just didn't feel any connection towards them. So I decided to talk to one of my friends who had just like come out to me as being pansexual. I called her, I'm like, hey, remember when you're telling me like you're pansexual? I actually think I like girls. And we had a whole conversation, and I was so glad that I talked to her. And she was just telling me, like, don't be afraid to tell your friends about it. If they're really your friends, they're gonna accept you regardless. Like, they're gonna accept you regardless. So after that phone call, I just worked up the courage and I called my best friends, like, hey guys, like, I'm gonna tell you something. And I was like, I like girls. And then it was like quiet for a bit, so I panicked. So I was like, but I'm like bisexual, like I like boys too, like I like boys too. I just I just like girls. I'm just letting you know that I like girls too. And then like, but it was just me panicking because honestly they were just like, oh my god, like we never knew, like I wouldn't even have guessed. And now they're like piecing back the pieces, like, oh, so is that why? Oh, so is that why? So do you have a crush? Tell us your crush. Like, it was just a lot. It was funny, it was emotional, it was so freaking sweet. But it was just so beautiful. I can't lie. Like, after I came out to my friends, the part that I like started navigating was really self acceptance, in the way that I was now open to the people who I thought were closest to me, who needed to know that side of me, but I hadn't made any resolve with my religion, with my deeper part of me that felt like, oh, being gay is a sin at that point in time. And I was also going through kind of like an agnostic stage where I knew religion was not working out for me. I didn't really resonate with it, but I didn't know what to label myself as. I didn't think I was an atheist necessarily, but I was just going through a lot. And I can't lie, that was also another difficult part of it. I found myself just navigating queerness in a religious setting, and it was very traumatic. I felt so ostracized. So I just like kind of detached myself from religion as a whole, until like years later when I figured out my spirituality, which I will make another video on another day. I went to uni, right? I went to university, and my first year in university was literally so hard. Like, not because of the academics part of it, but because of just navigating queerness, navigating spirituality, and also just navigating being in university when I genuinely did not want to be in university. It was a lot. I went through very, very traumatic experiences. All in all, I can say I'm really, really proud of myself that even when people talked down on me, even when people treated me differently because of my sexuality, I stayed true to myself. I got this tattoo before starting my university, like I think a month or two before I went to uni. I got a tattoo right here that says stay true to yourself. And it like now I'm like, that tattoo came at the right time, because after that I really needed to stay true to myself, because so much was thrown at me to deter me for who I really am. Like, to just like, no, you should be normal, you should be straight, you should be Christian, you should want to be at university and study something and get a job. Like, if there was so much that was just like trying to put me in this box or this path that everybody's so used to going, and everything in my spirit was just like, no, but I'm not all that. I'm not freaking straight. I am gay. I got my first girlfriend from Twitter. It was very chaotic but so cute at the same time, so innocent. But I got my first girlfriend, and at that time I didn't really know. I just knew I liked girls. I didn't know about what I felt about boys. But my first girlfriend would ask me like, "So, what are you like? are you bi, are you pan, are you lesbian? And I'll just like panic because I'm like, that's something I've never really thought about, and that's something that I didn't want to think about at that time. All I was focused was just like exploring this side of me that I just discovered. I genuinely don't feel any attraction, any emotional or physical attraction towards guys. So I'm just like, I am gay. Like, I'm gay. When I was writing in my diary, like, oh God, I know I'm a lesbian. Like, she knew. And so now I'm just like living my truth. A lot of people project their insecurities on me, but that's something I don't buy into because I'm just so comfortable and I'm just so at peace with my sexuality. Like, I love women like through and through. Like, I'm a lesbian. I'm a proud lesbian. Yeah. Your your artist could be LGBTQ. Your YouTuber could be LGBTQ. Your healer, your holistic healer could be LGBTQ. And that's just me. I wanted to talk about my love for women today and my journey to self-acceptance. It had its ups and downs, but the thing that always kept me grounded is the love and support I had from my friends, my best friend, and like the truth I held within myself, staying true to myself regardless of whatever was thrown into me, and just knowing that I would always steer myself down the path that is best for me. I don't go through depression as I used to. I don't feel disgusted when I'm in a relationship or being intimate with someone. I feel so free. I am so proud. I get the butterflies in my tummy and like the rosy cheeks when I'm speaking and like talking about my crush, and like yeah, like I just like being gay. I really like being gay. But yeah, a piece of advice I'd give to anybody who's struggling to come out, I just say do it at your time. Your journey is yours, and every little aspect of it has an importance in your life. But through it all, stay true to yourself. Doesn't mean you have to come out to the whole world, but just be comfortable with being yourself and come out to you first before anybody, and just live your truth and enjoy your life. Don't feel pressure to come out, it's not a thing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed Pride Month. I love you and bye. Mwah.